doubt, you can say no. If you're in doubt, you can say yes. Thank you, Mohammed. So it means we should proceed with the further part. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Danishwari. So we'll be starting with the further portion of the syllabus. Okay. So let me share my screen now. Yeah, I hope the screen is getting shared. Okay. So class, I think we have seen some insertion and deletion of the element from the front end and all those things at given index, and also I think we have seen if deletion at given index end, if I wanted to make it so the element which is to be deleted is to be popped first, and all the other elements towards the right will be shifting toward the left. That's it. So a of the element which is at a of 2 will be coming at a of 1, element which is at a of 3 will be situated, will be moved or shift back to the a of 2, and so on. Okay, that's how the deletion we have seen. Okay, I think we have discussed about the searching of elements in an array also. Let's assume we have the element 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and here I am going to search for the 30 elements. So what was the logic how to search this element? So this 30 will be checked with the a of 0, whether it is equal to 30 or not. So if not, it will, as it is going to follow the linear fashion, it will move to the next element, that is a of 1. So here it is also getting checked whether 30 equals to a of 1 or not. So it is not. So when it moves to the next element, and it will check at a of 2 whether 30 equals to 30, and here it gets, it means yes, the search is successful. We got, and this element is situated at second index, that is third element. Okay, that is how. The next and very important point is how to do the merging of two arrays. Let us assume I have a one array which is having two elements in it, that is 10 and 30. I have another array which is having two elements in it, which are 20 and 40. And now if I wanted to merge both these, how, what do you mean by merging, by the way, guys? What do you mean by merging? Merging means what?
Joining, sir.
So yeah, very good. It's a joining. Now, if I consider here, I have a two different arrays. So first array has two element, and as well as the second array has the two elements. So I need to join these two arrays. Okay, so how and after joining these two arrays, it will be a single array, right? Now, how it will be the elements in that? Can you tell me? If I say join second array to the first one, what will be the arrays then? Can you tell me, please, class? What will be the result if I join the second array to the first?
10, 30, 20, and 40.
10, 30, 20, and 40. Will it be looks like this? So this will be a combining where, so the second array will be joining to the first. So 10 and 30 were the first elements of the first array, and that will be joined with the second, that is 20 and 40. That's how the merging. If I would have done in ultra fashion, say first array is merged with the second, then in that case the answer would have been 20, 40, 10 and 30. Yeah. So you should know which array is going to merge with what. Okay. So it differs the answer. Okay, class. We'll be seeing about the sorting now. The last operation which has to be performed over arrays. Let us assume I have a array defined with the size 4, and the elements I'm initializing are 20, 10, 40 and 30. Okay, 20, 10, 40 and 30. Now what I'll be doing, first of all, whether they are in sorted order, these elements, the arrays, whatever I have presented to you, whether this is an sorted array. This is it, class?
No, sir.
It is not. Definitely, it is not in sorted order. So, how will we make them in sorted? Sorted means either it should be in ascending order or in descending order. Yeah. So, how we will make it as a sorted array? Maybe you may consider as an ascending or descending. I did not make any comment right now. Okay, whenever we'll be seeing, by default it is in ascending order. Okay, now if it let to make it as a sorted array, how can we do that? What is the sorted elements in that? If I do, it will be obviously 10, 20, 30 and 40, right? So how basically this works? Yeah, can you tell me how it is? Yeah, how this gonna work? Because already we have checked, the application is already seen. Anyways, we'll see how it is. See guys, we'll be first comparing the first element with the second element in an array. Which one is the smallest? Because if I wanted to store the elements in the ascending order, the first element, that is a of 0, should be the smallest one. Agreed? The first element, if I storing these elements in a ascending order, then a of 0 should be the smallest, a of 1 will be the second smallest, I can say, a of 2 will be the third smallest, and go like that, right? So what I'll be doing, I'll be comparing the first element with the second. So to that I have stored this 20 in one of the another variable, and I checked this 20 is greater than the 10. So I will just swap their content. Swap. Okay, you can see the 10 which was at a of 1 will be swapped with the a of 0th element, and a of 0, just a minute. Okay, fine. Okay, okay, these are swapped. Okay, now again the comparison will takes place at 20 and 40. Okay, now what happens, whether they are greater? No, now comparison happens at 40 and 30. What do you say, whether they are swapped? They are going to swap, yes, certainly, because 40 is greater than 30. So the 40 will be coming into the third variable, temporary variable, then this 30 will be moving to the a of 2, and this swapped element, the 40 which was stored in one of the temporary variable, it will be coming back to a of 3. Okay, like that this happens. Is there any element which is remained to compare? No. So if you are able to see, are you able to see your array is sorted? Now whether this is the sorted one, class, whether it is a sorted one. Okay, fine. Yeah, 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 got it, got it, got it. Okay. Meantime, you people can put your attendance also here by putting your USN. Okay. And see, generally it happens. I used to be in the presenting mode. So it is better if you speak instead of putting the messages over here. Okay, fine class. So I hope there is no doubts, right? Okay. Now the bubble salt and the basic salting will be seeing in the upcoming classes. So basically, we'll start with the structures. Now, what do you mean by structures? So I hope there is no doubts in the all the operations that we have performed on the arrays. Hmm? If you have, please keep asking me the doubts so that all your doubts will be cleared. Okay, now let me start with the structures. We'll be seeing certain important things over the structures. Okay, now structures, we have seen the arrays, how arrays and structures are differ. Plus we know arrays are going to store the elements. Arrays are going to store the elements of same kind of data, similar elements, or people used to call it a homogeneous element. While the structure, it is a collection of data items where each item can be of can be of same or different data type. Means heterogeneous kind of data. Yeah, just like the student information. If I say, so when I say student information, we generally store the name, roll number, the percentage, yeah, certain kind of the things. Now what is the name? Name is a string, right? Collection of characters. If I consider one of the name of your class, say Adnan, ADNAN, right? It's a collection of characters, ADNN. So we used to call it a string. Hmm. Then if I ask what is the roll number of Adnan, if let us assume its roll number is 8 or 308. Okay, so 308 is an integer number, right? This is the information of the one student, name, roll number. If I ask what is the percentage, he might be saying, okay sir, I have scored around 74.98. 74.98, it's a number. Okay, and this is a floating number, this is a floating point number. Okay, so if you see a student, information of this student is it is getting collections of integer data also, floating data also, and the strings also. Name, strings, roll number we are considering as an integer, and its percentage, which we have say 74.98, it is might be the floating point numbers, right? So to represent a student, we are seeing three kinds of data: name, roll number, and percentage. All these data are the different kinds of data, different kinds of data. So for such things we require a structure. Array will not work. In the arrays, only the same kind of data will be stored. If you consider the roll numbers, it will be only all the roll numbers. Along with the roll number, you cannot store their names. In the array, there are the certain limitations. It can hold only same kind of data. While structure, as we know, most of the examples that we'll be seeing around us is all about the application of the structure, where we require different kinds of data to be stored together. Okay, so this is one of the example of a structure we have seen. Okay, so here you can see, sorry. So the way of writing the structure is how you required one keyword structure name. The struct is a keyword which is going to tell the whatever is mentioning above is the structure name, and these are the data members in the structure. Let me take you directly to one example. Okay, so here I'm considering structure, character name, int, age, float, salary, and person. Now here I can consider this as a struct person like this stuff mentioning it over here. I can say this is also possible because I think in the first year you people have gone through this. Okay, so struct and person has these things are called as the data elements or structure uh, data elements. So I'll simply call this as okay. Let me yeah, this is better. This is data elements, name, age and salary. Okay, and if you are able to see, name is a character array, nothing but string. Age is defined as an integer and salary is a floating. So if you are able to see, it is a combination of three different types of data. So one element of a person, to represent that we require three different things: the name, age and salary, and all these data are of a different data types. That's why it is called as a structure. Okay, so I'll simply initialize them by for uh, getting the information in the string. We'll be using strcpy person dot name. You know how to access these data element by the variable. It's variable dot name. Okay, dot data element. So person dot name james, person dot age 10, person dot salary is 35k. Like that you are going to initialize the elements. Now I'll tell you the how we are going to create a structured data type. Okay, we are just seeing the basics because as we start with the module 2 we'll be doing a lot of operations over the structure. Without structure it is very difficult. Okay. Now see, if I consider here, I'm simply saying type def struct human being, and I'm giving these three are my data elements. Okay, name, age and salary. This is the one way you can define a struct. Or as I mentioned, this human being which was mentioned, you can mention like this is also possible. Okay, okay, these two things are fine. And how to create the variables like that: human being, the person 1 comma person 2, these are my variables. These are my variable person 1 comma person 2. Okay, just like we used to define int age. Okay, let me tell you here xbox. And if I want to define integer variable, how we used to write int a comma b comma c, kind of that, right? If I want to make say floating point variable, float to maybe a1 comma a2 comma a3, like that. So this is what we used to define. We used to say this is the data type, these are the data types, right? So in the same fashion, what we are doing, if we are able to see, correlate this, person 1, person 2 are my variable name, and human being, we can consider this as one of the data type. Data type of what? Data type of having this information. This is this information. Okay, this is how we will be calling it as how we are creating structured data type. Okay, I hope this has been clear. Any doubts, guys, till this much? Because the problem is most of the students, they'll be asking, sir, the person 1, person 2, what we have got is these are the variables. Why we are not writing structure? Why we are right? Because this structure type struct, it is also mentioning, we are mentioning through human being. Human being is a structure, so we are mentioning the person 1, person 2 will have all the properties mentioned in the human being structure. So what all things are there? It will have this name, it will have the name, it will have the age, it will have the salary. These are the part of that. Okay, so whatever you have defined under the human being, all will be the properties, entities which will be stored or which will be uh, represented with the person 1 and person 2. So person 1, person 2 will have all these properties. Okay. Any doubts, guys? Or shall I move further? Okay, fine. Let's move with the another structure within structure concept. This is very important. We have seen the nested array. Okay, here we'll be seeing structure within structure. Mm, maybe nested structure you can say. So please try to understand the concept which you have already studied in the C program. I'm just touching all the concepts we will be requiring when we deal with the model 2 and model 3. Again here I'm defining time struct and it is a date, month, day and year. I'm defining another structure saying a human being which has name, age and salary. Along with that it has date. Okay, now this date, if you are able to see, okay, date dob, okay, dob, okay. Now what is the data type? Date. Now you may say, what sir, date is a data type, so yes it is here. Yeah, hope you are understanding. This is how a structure within structure, because to access this dob we are requiring to access first this date, this structure. This is called as structure within structure. See, in the struct human being, date structure is defined. Okay, so if I want to say person 1 dob month, so how will we consider? If I define person 1, person 2 are the variables for the human being, I have to access person 1 dot dob first, dot, then month, day and year, because date in the date we have these three different fields, month, day and year. So to access directly you cannot access, so first you require person. Person is a variable of human being, so person 1 dot, then the variable, what is that, dob dot. Now which of these data element you want to access, month, day and year, so accordingly you do that. Yeah, I hope people understood about the structure within structure. If required, we'll take another example to understand also. Yeah, fine. Now let me take you to the another important concept of pointers which we already studied. Let me take you to, for small way. Pointers is a variable that holds the address of another variable. That is, it actually, it is the value of pointer type is an address of memory. Two important operators that we'll be seeing is address operator and the star. People used to call it dereferencing, that is indirection operator. Okay, uh, how what is you are going to, let me make it very clear how we are going to declare these variables as data type space pointer, that is a pointer variable name. So if I consider here an example in pointer p, here p is a pointer variable that can hold the address of, I have made only an integer variable. Okay, it is only an integer variable. These are the pointers. Okay, I'll take the self-referential structure. See, I require this information very well settled, because when we'll be discussing about the linked list, this is what we'll be discussing there. Okay, so in the self-referential structures, it is a one or more of its component is a pointer to itself. Just like if I consider type date struct list, as I mentioned, we will be taking them for the linked list. So data and link is one of the field. Okay, so if I consider list item, if I knew them, list item 1, item 2, item 3. So list, it has two fields. One is data, another is link, and data is also character. Okay, and this is a pointing to itself. Can you able to see? This is a list. Okay, list is what, this. So it is self-referential. It is a self-referential. Just say you have seen a concept of pointer calling to itself, a function calling to itself, right? What was the concept over there, function calling to itself. It was a function calling to itself. That was the function concept we have seen earlier. Here we have seen this list is been referencing to itself. That's what is called a self-referential structures. Okay, the list is a list once again, right? So we are considering item 1 dot data, item 2 dot data, item 3 dot data. These are the values and their links are we are considering. Initially, right now they are 0. They are pointing to null. Okay. Now if I wanted to construct a list with some of them, so what I'll be doing, item 1 dot link equals to address of item 2, item 2 dot link equals to address of item 3 dot link. So a, b, these are the structure variable which will be created here. A is a node. A is one of the item. The link which we are considering here, we have say item 1 dot link equals to address of item 2 dot link. Item 2 dot link पे ये link कर देगा. In the same fashion, item 2 dot link is item 3. So C address will be stored here, and we have already initialized this item 3 dot link equals to null. So this is how the total structure of this self-referential structure and the linked list, because in the coming days we'll be discussing about the linked list. Yeah, any doubts guys, because in the coming days we'll be discussing about uh, linear search, binary search, and multidimensional arrays. These are the three things which are left, and the strings concept. So hardly we required three classes to finish the first module. You have, if you have any doubt, please let me know. Yeah, class. If you have any doubt, please let me know. Yeah, no doubts. Yeah, Nikhil, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Sahil. Okay, so I just wanted to stop myself here, because the next part which we will be seeing in the coming classes, which are very important, which will be starting with the strings. So I cannot start it now. It's better if we start in the coming days. Okay, so you have already learned about the strings in the previous semesters. So just have a glance over that. Come with the concept of the strings we'll be discussing here, and we'll be seeing more thoroughly about the pattern matching concepts. Okay, so if you have any other doubts about the subject, you people can ask me. I'm